or is this a sign of a side that can actually perform at a higher level? We're going to find out here tonight, because this is the toughest challenge they've faced this year, against the top side with a healthy complement of the full squad of players available. And we're playing here, really, I think now, with a question mark over how much respect the Vikings deserve. At the end of tonight, we'll be able to answer that question.
Well, they do deserve respect, Kevin Brown and the Vikings. Let's not forget, as well as putting hold to the sword last week, they also scored 56 points this season against the champion team, the Leeds Rhinos. So they are bang in form. And, well, they're all being talked about as the Leicester City of the First Utility Super League. Wigan, of course, the old heads. They know the course. They've been across it so many times in the past. How will Widnes respond? We're about to find out as Rhys Hanbury gets this match underway. And there have been such a lot of talk this week, Barry, about this match. I don't know many Wigan home games that have been looked forward to with as much of a smile on the face as there has been this week.
And deservedly so. It's in respect to the way that Widnes played last weekend against Hull FC. It was Thursday night, of course. They denied Hull FC, the Black and Whites, 3 tries, a little bit of their own doing, I'm sure Hull FC will admit. But when I go back to my early memories of rugby league in the 80s, the late 80s, I always enjoyed Wigan against Widnes. Always a landmark game of the season.
And here we are on this Thursday night with Wigan coming to the end of their first set. Tony Clubb getting them to the halfway line. That's good defence from Eamon O'Carroll. Sam Powell gets the ball away to Matty Smith. First kick from Matty Smith all along the ground. And into the arms of that man, the man who is leading the way in the Super League try-scoring list, Corey Thompson. And here now comes Chris Houston, beg your pardon, Christine, the other Chris. Christine plays the ball to Mellor. Mellor then gets it away to Hep Cahill. Cahill gets Widnes over the halfway line. He is pulled down by 3. The big test for Widnes tonight, and Dennis Betts, can they break down this Wigan defence? That's the big question that everyone is waiting the answer to.
Eddie, they can score tries with this. There's no doubt about that. They're confident. I was down talking to them pre-game, and they're absolutely well and truly up for this game. And Kevin Brown, the man who's just kicked the ball, knows there's going to be an awful lot of pressure on him, because that's where Wigan work really hard. As soon as the ball's passed, they chase and try to put pressure on those inside men.
Dan Sargentson was the man who just covered up the kick from Kevin Brown into the corner. This is Dom Manfredi, pulled down by Hep Cahill. And Gelling will take it forward again. He's in great form, Anthony Gelling, this year.
Had a good game last week and scored a wonderful try. I'd be interested to see where the kick goes at the end of this set. They kicked to Corey Thompson in the first set, possibly trying to tire him out.
Gil Dodson, the former Wigan prop forward, getting that tackle in. That was Liam Farrell. He gets the ball away to Oliver Gildart. Dean is in there very quickly. You can see that Widnes are trying to deny Wigan space early in the piece here. We've reached the last tackle here, and they're having to fly the ball across the face of things, and Bateman with the kick downfield. That was good pressure from Widnes, and that's a great kick from Bateman, is it? No, it just skips its way down.
Eddie, it was really good pressure from the tight men towards the ruck, but the outside men hadn't come up, so when that ball goes wide, there was no pressure on the man who actually kicked the ball.
So it's Widnes who are in possession. It's a big night for Dennis Betts, the coach, a star of Wigan's most successful era in the 80s and 90s. He's the former coach of Wigan as well, of course. He lasted barely a year in the job, though, having succeeded Mike Gregory, who was desperately ill at the time. And then he was ousted when Ian Millwood moved in. He's been at Widnes since 2012. Improvement every single year since they got back into Super League. Heremiah plays the ball to Rhys Hanbury, and Hanbury gets the ball away to Houston. And he attracts 3 defenders to him, and down he goes. Mellor to Brown. That's the engine room of this Widnes side. The ball is high in the air. Oh, and it bounces kindly in the end for Sargentson. Everyone was allowing that to go out on the full, they thought. But here comes Wigan now in the shape of Manfredi.
When you look back at the victory for Wigan over Leeds last week, one of the biggest strengths was the ability of the back players, the wingers and the fullback, to return the kick so dangerously. And I think Widnes are conscious of doing it well, although on that occasion it was a risky play that almost backfired. And here now, They've compounded that. They've conceded the first penalty. Wigan love to get forward into the opposition 20, and they'll do that, I'm sure, with this kick.
Yes, a little second effort there, and a bit late in as well by Setimata Sarr.
Again, trying to play the ball. The key to the modern game is controlling how fast your opponents play the ball, but it was a good set with the ball from Widnes. A bit of a speculator in terms of a kick, but Phil's bang on there. The kick returns last week. Don Manfredi, Josh Charnley and Dan Sargentson, they're as good as anybody in the league.
Well, this is a great opportunity for Wigan to post some early points as Smith plays the ball back on the inside to Tautai. O'Carroll is in there quickly, so too Dodson, so too Jeremiah. Powell waits, Powell inside the 20, gives it to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin's short ball and flat ball as well. Well read by Hep Cahill. This is Sam Powell again, he gets it to Matty Smith. Smith then into the breadbasket of Tony Clubb. That was easy for the Widnes defence on that occasion. Powell going down the short side. Sargentson tries to skip inside Kevin Brown with a bit of help from Houston. He's pulled to the grass. This now is Smith. Dabs the kick in behind the defenders. Well picked up though by Setimata Sarr in the shadow of his own sticks.
It was a little bit messy from Wigan, but you have to credit the intensity and line speed of Widnes. They're hurrying Wigan into making those decisions. And Wigan trying to get off the line, pressure their opponents. Sean Wayne's looking on. There you go, quite a few to choose from. Richard Silverwood, half a dozen players in front of him, and I think that's a reaction to the way that Widnes first of all defended and then looked to transition into attack.
Wigan know they'll dislodge the Vikings at the top of the table with a win here tonight. But the big question, as I say, is can the Vikings get past this defence that's conceded only 11 tries in 5 matches and conceded an average of 13 points per game.
Well, they might do it through some kicks, although here's an offload to Joe Mellor. They've kept the ball alive and looked dangerous.
Mellor is brought to ground by Sargentson eventually. Jeremiah gives it to Cahill. Cahill drives it down the middle, makes 10 good metres towards those posts. Jeremiah scheming at dummy half. Has a little run himself, gets it away to Mellor. Mellor great with his feet, Mellor, and Joe Mellor is held up just short of the line, couldn't get the ball down.
Beautiful balance from Joe Mellor. Dan Sargentson, he's the fullback, he'll have to work hard here.
Jeremiah to Brown. Brown dinks it into the in-goal area. Charnley picks it up and Charnley will make ground at the other end. Makes 9 metres anyway.
Good stuff from Josh Charnley. That was a lovely, well-weighted kick into the danger area. Dan Sargentson, I mentioned him, he worked really hard in that set of 6. He made 2 tackles, and Josh Charnley just covering his fullback.
Great start to the game, 6 3/4 minutes gone. It's warming up nicely. Perfect night for it too. It's been dry in the northwest all week. It was a lovely spring-like day today. Pitch in excellent nick. No rain, no wind, a little bit chilly. Fantastic night for the game.
No wind, no rain. I thought he was going to burst into a song then, Eddie.
No, not tonight. O'Loughlin gets the ball away to Sargentson. Sargentson goes wide to Charnley. Charnley bounces off Thompson. Thompson is impeded by Gildart. Charnley keeps on going. Cuts into centre field before he's brought to ground. Jeremiah and Houston. Last tackle for Wigan. It's with Powell. Powell then to Smith. Smith a little untidily to Manfredi. Bounces off the legs of Stefan Marsh on that far side. And it's head and feed here. Head and feed here to Widnes. Not played at, says the referee.
They just were caught in 2 minds, weren't they? Here's the break from Josh Charnley. Made 222 metres last week against Leeds Rhinos. Very strong, bringing the ball away. Helped some of his teammates. And then Wigan, well, over the years we've seen what they can do. They're not afraid to throw the ball around from left to right. It's not just about 5 drives and a kick. And with wingers likes of Josh Charnley and Don Manfredi, they can certainly get them playing in the front foot.
Wigan then with this 100% start to the season. Impressive really when you consider that Sam and Joel Tompkins have yet to play this year. Dom Crosby hasn't been seen yet, and that keen competitor Michael McAloran is out for the season as well. Houston now straight into the side of Tony Clubb. Quick play the ball though. Brown gets it away. Another is just enveloped by Sean O'Loughlin.
That door was slammed shut. Widnes trying to shift the ball, trying to move this Wigan forward pack around. The Iceman Christine's on the ball.
Halted by Gildart. Setimata Sarr was the dummy half. Here is Cahill. Cahill gets Widnes into the Wigan half of the field, and we've reached the 5th and last tackle. So Jeremiah will give it. Ooh, and Dodson, he's got to get the ball away, and he does, untidily to Mellor. He then gets it to Brown. Brown dabs it through, but easy for Bateman.
Well, Widnes, they must have lost track of the tackles then. The big front rower found it himself in possession of the ball, flopped it back, and Kevin Brown just dinked a speculating kick through. And you see Wigan here. Kevin Brown, I think if he had his time again, he'd probably kick that a little bit longer.
So Wigan coming forward here with Matty Smith. And Matty Smith is pulled down. Good tackle by Charlie Runciman. It's O'Loughlin, 20 metres out. He gives it to Sargentson. Sargentson wide, it goes to Gelling. Gelling gets it over the top to Manfredi. And Manfredi is brought down by Stefan Marsh and Het Cahill. Gelling again. 8 metres from the line. Back it comes to the skipper, Sean O'Loughlin. He finds Matty Smith. He then drops it off to Talima Tautai. Tautai into the throat of Houston. 4 black shirts come in and bring him down. This is the last one then for Wigan. Can they penetrate this Widnes defence? O'Loughlin to Smith. Smith then on to Sargentson. He dabs it forward. Not a convincing kick from him either at the end of that set. And it's gobbled up by Joe Mellor.
Wigan choosing to shift that ball. Here's a break.
Run. It's Corey Thompson. Thompson still going and ending up in the arms of Dan Sargentson. Wants to play the ball quickly. Sargentson in the ruck. Referee says play on. This is Hanbury, and he is wrestled to the ground.
Well, that's just to show that Corey Thompson knows the other part of the game. At one end he can score the tries, we've seen that this year, but wingers also need to get the teams rolling forward, clear their own line, and they've done that with a great 50-metre run.
Jeremiah will go to the left hand side, finds Gil Dodson. Gil Dodson, one of 5 players to once upon a time worn the cherry and white of Wigan. Houston down the line into space. Sargentson has to get hold of this and does, just short of his own line. It's a great kick.
What a kick. And to chase, we talked about him last week, Chris Houston. He does so much hard work, but another great kick return. This is a bubbling away nicely. Very delicate kick right into the corner of the snooker table. Good intensity to this match.
There is in the early moments. It's 11 minutes gone. We await the first score. Wigan in possession. And, well, they're just shading it in terms of the possession as well. Liam Farrell will take it forward. He almost went over the top of Mellor. In fact, he did. And in the end, he goes to ground. O'Loughlin. Ben Flower. Ooh, that high it was.
Just a little bit. Ben Flower, as he'll do 15, 20 times a match, taking the ball forward. Sana trying to set the platform. Has a bit of a shuffle. It's been a good week for Ben Flower, celebrating the birth of his young son, Albie. And let's see if he gets 2 points. Him and his teammates go on with the spoils tonight.
Well, that would complete the perfect week for him. Wigan will restart here after the penalty with Gildart. O'Loughlin to Tautai. Tautai up the middle. Attracting 3 and 4 defenders every time he has the ball. Good solid run again from Tony Clubb. Down goes Tony Clubb. First start of 2016 last week against Leeds in the starting lineup again tonight. That ball touched, I think, by Widnes. 6 to go here. No, the referee keeps the tackle count going. Misplaced pass, so Anthony Gelling will take it forward, flings it back. Finds Liam Farrell in the end. Farrell, the kick to the corner. Great kick this. Great kick. Charnley's after it. And well done, Thompson, but he's carted over the dead ball line.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's why I like Liam Farrell. He's got all aspects of the game. Every facet of the game he's got covered off. He's a great defender. Good skills and not afraid to put his toe on the end of a ball.
So goal line dropout, first of the match that's been forced. Liam Farrell. He was with John Wells at the touchscreen, wasn't he? Last Friday when we were here for the game against the Leeds Rhinos. Tonight it's Rhys Hanbury who'll be joining John at the touchscreen when we have finished after the full-time siren.
Well, teams don't get to start many sets of possession inside the opposition half. They're very important and vital for a lot of tries in this sport. We're going to start with the last one. They've got to repeat one. This is a brilliant period here now from which to put some points on the board or test Widnes's stress test the defence right now.
Being played at a breakneck pace this game. Sam Powell to Matty Smith. Smith then to Sargentson, chimes in the line at every opportunity. Farrell goes square and finds Gildart. Gildart has got Thompson all around him, and they're trying to push him and pull him over the sideline, which they succeed in doing. And Stuart, is that 100% legal, all of that we've just seen?
Stopped it. They just kept moving and moving. Couldn't see anybody dragging him. They just pushed him into touch.
That's brilliant defence from the Vikings. They've been under pressure. They give a penalty away. They've not got to the kick. But then all of a sudden that they find some urgency, they find some effort here. And that's just committed defence. The defender, Gildart, trying to get down, knowing that he's on his way to the sideline. But great defence from that man, Joe Mellor.
I think they got away with that one, Widnes. Mellor feeds the scrum.
Well, the referee never shouted held, so there was no problem from the referee or the touchers, no indication that he was being dragged.
Eddie, and sometimes I think you've got to reward good defence.
Oh, I agree with you, but if he's being pulled, and then you look at it again here, look at the arm around the neck.
But it's very difficult as well for Corey Thompson to get away from that position.
Well, what should have happened is the referee calls held as soon as he sees him in that position, and if he carries on, then he gets penalised. I know it's difficult, but that's the law to play to.
Jeremiah from dummy half. Club just surrounds him with those big arms of his. He played the ball on the halfway line. Brown goes high off the boot. Not much of a chase though here. Oh, but it goes over the head of Sargentson.
Oh, it took a wicked swerve. We can see it from our commentary position. Kevin Brown, he wellies that ball as hard as he can, knowing that the spin and the trajectory will change at some point.
And the Widnes chasers got there in the end, didn't they?
Absolutely.
Well, we've got a great game here tonight. We've got a belter tomorrow. Leeds and Saints tomorrow, 7:30, Sky Sports 2. See how Leeds cope with the Saints and vice versa. Here we're watching how the league leaders, Widnes, are coping with the Wigan Warriors. And at the moment, it's all even Steven, 0-0.
Well, in the pre-game show, we asked one or two of the Widnes supporters what they put down this massive improvement from last year to this. A lot of them just said it's the simple things, that the pack, the forwards in the middle of the field are playing better, tackling stronger and running harder. And from the evidence of what we've seen in 15 minutes, you have to say that those supporters are spot on. They've improved that aspect, and it's made them far more competitive. Previous years, 2 and 3 years ago on this ground, Widnes were embarrassed. Even at this stage, 15 minutes, you almost knew the contest was over. Not tonight.
Not tonight indeed, and both coaches have made significant early changes to their lineups off the bench. Hanbury will play the ball there to Runciman. Here comes one of the changes, Manakofoa for Widnes, and he keeps backing into defence and making some more vital metres forward. Midway inside the Wigan half of the field, now in centre field with Brown. Brown looks for the runners, it's Mellor of course. Mellor, just a drop of the shoulder, then gives the ball away to Liam Farrell. Here's a chance for Wigan. Liam Farrell being chased down by Buckley. Across from the other side of the field comes second man. But Liam Farrell wins the race. And Liam Farrell scores the first try for the Wigan Warriors. It came after a mistake from Widnes at the other end. Well, last week we saw a fantastic try that was finished off by John Bateman after Don Manfredi was caught. They weren't going to catch Liam Farrell here. All the way down the left-hand side, tight to the touchline. He gets over for the first try. Liam Farrell.
Breathtaking from Liam Farrell. From the moment he catches this ball, he punches it. Is the shift play from Widnes. A loose, scrappy offload from Joe Mellor. Puts it into the path. Now, at this point, Liam Farrell has 70 metres to go. He's got Matt Whitley chasing him. He's got Kevin Brown. He's got Stephen Marsh. Slows up for the last 5 metres or so, but wonderful stuff from the England second rower.
Well, I can only think of perhaps Ben Curry at Warrington, the other second rower, who would even give Liam Farrell a run for his money here in a 70-metre race with the ball tucked under one arm. He's a fantastic athlete, pretty good rugby player, and against the run of play, you'd have to say, for the last 5 minutes, he's put Wigan ahead for the first 4 points.
And you have to also credit Stephen Marsh for the crossfield run to keep Liam Farrell out tight to the touchline, because that will make the coming conversion from Matty Smith that much more difficult. And there he is, the Wigan scrum half, in good form with the boot. 240 appearances in his career now, Matty Smith, including 10 for Widnes on loan in 2008 while he was on the books of St Helens. Can Matty Smith make it the perfect 6. He's trying to convert Liam Farrell's 80th career try here, and he's just pulled it the wrong side of the posts. 4-0 though, Wigan.
Eddie, they're a tough team to crack, Wigan, and when you do get your opportunities and you do think you're in good field position, you get one of your teammates that cuts inside like Christine does. You think he's going to be there, but all of a sudden Liam Farrell can just switch straight into attack mode. He's defending, he knows that when he gets the ball and he's in clear space, well, good play from Stephen Marsh, just pushing him into the corner like you said, Eddie. But you've got to credit this Wigan side. They're under pressure from Widnes, and then all of a sudden they come up with a try.
And Stephen Marsh's long bursting effort there has kept his side within 4 points. He saved them 2 points there.
Well, that could be one of the margins if Widnes get back in this game. And opening 18 minutes, you saw the reaction of Dennis Betts, a little bit deflated, but Stephen Marsh, he made that probably 70-metre burst there, and that 2 points could be crucial come the wash up at the end.
So Sargentson again gets Wigan up towards the halfway line at the end of tackle number 4. Oliver Gildart will get them over the halfway stripe, and is pulled down 5 metres inside the Widnes half of the field. It's Powell to O'Loughlin, long ball then from him to Smith. Smith puts boot to ball, it goes all the way down the middle. This is a great kick. This is a great kick. No, it isn't, because it is helped dead over the line by Marsh. It was a great kick, it's that rule that I know not many up here enjoy, but he's playing to the rules.
I'll tell you who did enjoy it, trickling over the line. Stephen Marsh, who's just made that big run back. He was so glad to see that go out. Give me a minute just to catch my breath.
It was a great kick though, wasn't it? It didn't get the reward for the quality of the kick, and I think that's what people get a little bit upset about.
Perhaps at the end of the season the Laws Committee you meet might review that. It's obviously something that I personally don't think is the right way that the sport's evolved. Happened last week in the Catalan game, but anyway, those are the rules, and Widnes are over the halfway line looking to strike back.
Yeah, it's like a free drop in golf. If you get one, you take it. Midway through this first half, only 4 points in it. I just wonder, fellas, you know, Widnes with this awful record here, with so many ex-Wiganers in the side, what's the mindset now for these players, the Widnes players?
It's about the process. Practice during the week, you go in with a particular strategy. Dennis Betts, who's a marvellous coach, will have given the instructions to the players and said, if things don't quite go our way, we're just reaching the second quarter of this match, then we'll revert to plan B. And Reece Hambry, who's the third half-back, a push from the scrum, my old mate Steve will be enjoying that, but Reece Hambry, who's the third half-back, he took the ball off the island and just slowed the game down a touch.
Eddie, in 2012 when Widnes came here to the DW Stadium for the first time when they got back in Super League, then the players come out and they were looking around, they're thinking, wow, this is a brilliant stadium. Actually today they've come up, they've gone out onto the pitch. Which studs should have wear the studs or should have wear Mouldies, and they've just really focused, and they actually do, and it's not lip service, they genuinely do believe that they can cause an upset.
Yeah, I was talking to Brett Hodgson before the match myself, and he said he hopes they keep this wonderful run going, but they all realise that this, and then I think they go to Warrington on Good Friday. That's a big test. They've got Saints at home on Easter Monday. We will be with them for that. Here's a penalty meanwhile, which is a relieving penalty for a high shot on Hanbury. Is it by Matty Smith?
Matty Smith, he was involved in it. It was a strong chase. Just sort of sticks an arm and a leg out, not too much in it.
There's a grapple round the neck, Stuart, more than a high shot.
First impact was on the top of the shoulder, but his hand down the back of the neck.
Runciman to try and work it back up the other end of the field then for Widnes. Houston takes it forward again, gets them to halfway. Widnes on tackle 2.
Got the big lines lined up here, Eddie. Here comes the big play. Kevin Brown. Okay, look, they've got them stretched here. Perhaps throwing less passes than we saw against Hull last week, but they're respecting their opponents and aiming to build some pressure.
Jeremiah comes down the right again with Mellor. That's a better pass from him. Dean, we got it out the back door somehow, and Corey Thompson, give him credit for the way he picked that up, but also give credit to Charnley for the defence. And this now is Alex Gerrard up the middle of the field. who's fed by Whitley. He's halted though on tackle number 5, right in front of the sticks. Jeremiah, Mellor dabs the ball to the corner, looking for Thompson again. The ball has been fumbled backwards by Charnley. Wigan, they get the ball back the right side of the whitewash, courtesy of Dan Sarginson.
Widnes kicking through Joe Mellor, deciding that they want to pressure the left edge of Wigan. The kick was fumbled. Ultimately, it was picked up by Dan Sarginson, who just manages to get back into the field of play. It's a long way to go from Wigan. And Widnes trying to just build some pressure.
Sarginson again goes wide and finds Gelling. Solid defence from Widnes. 4 tackles gone. Wigan still inside their own quarter of the field. Bateman gets them over the 20-metre mark now, but down he goes under Cahill's challenge. Only makes 7 metres. The kick then from Matty Smith will have to be good. It's up the middle and it's into the arms of Corey Thompson, Super League's top try scorer with 10 so far.
That's a huge defensive set 6, isn't it, for Widnes, trapping Wigan down there their own line, just 24 metres, bringing it away.
I'd say it's worth a point, Terry. I know you don't get one on the scoreboard, but if you can build pressure, territorially start to dominate, you're going to get your chances to score, and that may be a reward that we need to see in the next 5 minutes.
Brown, here they come down the left-hand side. He had to take that almost sitting down, and they get away with an obstruction as Runciman slid his way into that ball. Houston was the dummy half, not the best pass to Brown. He reached forward and got it. Now he's found Cahill. You have to be impressed with this Wigan defence though so far. Hardly missed a tackle.
It's long busting though, Eddie.
Whitley spun to the ground by Ben Flower. Nobody there at dummy half. Now there is Jeremiah. Here's Mellor. The kick from Mellor. Not the best, straight into the arms of Anthony Gelling.
Poor kick from Joe Mellor. The lads are making the point that it's long busting, just building the pressure, nervous anxiety, coming away from your own line. Some good stuff from Widnes, but a poor end to the set.
Widnes scored 3 tries last week from the kick, some directly, some as they've gone as a result after the kick. But you've seen Wigan's defence, an organisation, to have players in the right position, standing to take and deal with those kicks. Not be good enough to come up with the points. Here's the long ball out wide.
And flicked on by Liam Farrell, and Charnley is able to pick it up because it looked like it was going over the whitewash. But Charnley steps out of one challenge. He is halted though by Christine. Farrell, the try scorer, over the halfway, bounces off Brown, down he goes under pressure from 3. Still inside his own half of the field, plays it to O'Loughlin. Smith with a kick, angled, but Hanbury is able to pick it up. And Hanbury will try and run it back as far as he can. Most of the Widnes players at the moment are in front of Rhys Hanbury. I think this pace of this match is beginning to tell.
Well, that's the second time the Widnes player has been able to catch the ball on the full. It's a good battle, a good arm wrestle. Even though Wigan have scored that try, it was a breakaway try. So I think this game is pretty even.
McGrath Lulawai will play the ball. And that was Gerard who found Brown, and he finds Hanbury, and they go wide with Runciman, who goes inside 1. Good work in defence from Bateman. The suspicion of a flop by Flower. Jeremiah showed it to Hanbury, fed it wide. Nowhere for Stephen Marsh to go under pressure from Dominic Manfredi. Brown will kick it high and cross field. Thompson's after this. Thompson got a hand to it, I think. Ooh, that was risky. Sarginson's got a bit of work to do. Across his own line, does it well.
He does very well. He's running 40 metres sideways, but again, the kick to Josh Charnley. Gelling, he doesn't mind throwing an offload, does he?
It's a great offload too to Ryan Sutton. 20 metres from their own line, Sutton struggling to get to his feet. Gildart offloads to Liam Farrell.
I know you said it was Widnes who were walking back, but I get the feeling that Wigan are just breathing in the big ones at the minute. It could be a penalty, it could be a mistake that sees one team crack.
Good hands from O'Loughlin to Bateman. Widnes though, you've got to compliment their defence as well in the opening 27 and a half minutes of this match. Here goes Sutton again. They've restricted them again to 5 tackles inside their own half. So Smith's kick, charge down, difficult for Sarginson. Houston did well.
Now then, Eddie, repeat defensive effort.
And you're right, the Wigan players now are just plodding back a bit. They're all in front of the man with the ball.
Widnes have to be on red alert now. This is the second set of 6 they're defending. Good kick pressure.
Oh, and a penalty to Wigan. That will relieve the pressure for them.
Don Manfredi has been almost worth 2 players. The way he's run the ball back here, the penalties that are often awarded to Wigan after runs he's made if he hasn't gone downfield. Just at this point here now, we're approaching the half-hour mark. Finally balanced, fatigue setting in for a few teams here. Have Wigan got the skill to break through Widnes?
Greg Burke will take it forward. 5th appearance in a row. Loose forward for the last 2 for Greg Burke. He plays it to Sam Powell. Powell looks for the runners. It's O'Loughlin. And O'Loughlin barges through and then loses the ball. And the referee says, well, it was stolen, was it? If it was stolen, it wasn't one-on-one.
That's what he's ruled. Stolen one-on-one and he's gone backwards.
Well, there's more than one player.
I think the first one, to be fair to the referee, has not dropped off the tackle, he's been pushed off the tackle. So that would then go down to one. He's cleared the tackle when he comes out. It all comes down to the interpretation as to whether he's broken the tackle or a player has fallen off. And I would say in that circumstance, he's broken the tackle.
And he did say it went backwards, so you assume that he's decided that way, but it could also have been a loose carry by O'Loughlin, I suppose. Anyway, Widnes aren't complaining, and with their arm now, because that was a great ball. That's even better from Whitley to Mellor. Now what can Mellor do here? Backs the kick to the corner. It's flicked back, and this could be a chance here. Oh, he slips. He slips, and he almost gets it down. Does Christine. So close for Dennis Betts.
Wow.
What I didn't think there's a penalty, is there?
Brilliant play.
Not taking it back, sorry.
Trace it back to Alex Gerrard's pass there. I mean, I didn't think that Betts has encouraged the Widnes players the confidence to pass. It is the last one.
Lovely kick from Mellor to Brown. Through the fingertips off the head of Bateman. Picked up in an offside position. Offside against Ryan Sutton.
Well, in all honesty, Widnes are the most creative side in this game. They're trying absolutely everything, because you've got to do that to break down this good defensive Wigan side.
So penalty, and they're not interested in the 2. Why would they be? In this position, McGrath Lulawai takes it forward, 4 metres away from the line. Heremiah goes to the left-hand side to Brown. He reverses it back to Mellor. Mellor looks for the runners. It's Whitley. Matt Whitley taking it forward. Gets to his feet. Plays it here to Heremiah again. Heremiah then to Mellor. Mellor to Brown. Brown looking for the key! And Brown is so close again for Widnes, but the scrambling defence keeps him out. Heremiah. Houston knocks it into the air. Delling picks it up. And Widnes are looking for the repeat set. The referee, though, has shouted held.
Well, there we go. Widnes. We've got the question marks. What can they do? Near their opponent's try line, Chris Houston, who's been so good for Widnes all year, he can't control that. But they're really asking some questions now, Widnes.
Terry, you said Widnes are the most creative side, but in this sport it's about being the most productive. You've got to produce points. Widnes haven't done that in this stage.
No, they've not. They're the more creative side in this game at present.
Oh,
that's all I'm saying. They're chancing their arm, Phil.
Corey Thompson nearly picked the pocket of young Oliver Gildart. Fancy picking the pocket of somebody called Oliver. Anyway, he didn't.
More?
Yes, Farrell. Oh, that's a great ball. It was good work by Gildart. He found Charnley. And Charnley is tackled by Hanbury. That's the turnover. Wigan were running it on the last.
And Liam Farrell was inside. The man who scored the opening try showed he had the space. When the ball goes here to Josh Charnley, just pull in the fullback, Reece Hanbury, give him the ball, and then it's a foot race to the corner.
Charnley must have missed the count. He must have missed the count.
There was a Widnes defender, I can't recall who it was, but there was a Widnes defender in the way. That's the reason Josh Charnley couldn't get the ball to Liam Farrell. But Widnes, I agree with you, Tez. I think that Widnes are asking more questions. I think that Widnes will have to put some points on that scoreboard for their own mental safety.
Brown shows it to a couple, gives it to Alex Gerrard, and down he goes, just inside the Wigan half of the field. Heremiah finds Brown, and Brown will slide the kick down this line, just buys a little bit of territory. A lot of these Widnes players never won here, of course, on this ground. Kevin Brown has. He won with Huddersfield. Manesi Manakafoa has, with the Bradford Bulls.
Well, this is what I was talking about, Eddie, about just backing themselves. They know that they've got to come to the DW Stadium. They've got to create chances. They're doing exactly that. There's just the last couple of sets of 6. They've kicked on the 3rd, they've kicked on the 4th. Should they really just try 1 or 2 more plays?
I think Christine needed the longer studs. He said before the match they came out. I hope he's not gone Maldies.
Yep.
Just to tidy up the players, by the way, who have won on this ground against Wigan in the Widnes colours, but not for Widnes. Setima Tassar won here with the Catalan Dragons as well. So 3 of them know what it takes. Can they get over the line here tonight? Well, they won't if they keep giving away penalties like that.
It takes mental strength, discipline, a little bit of courage, like the lads are talking about, Widnes taking those risks, but being squeaky clean. There's no excuse for giving away soft penalties like that. McGrath Luluai, he needs to get out of the way. Before we move on, I have to say how hard Aaron Heremiah has worked. He's been a sub for Widnes throughout his Widnes career, and when he started and when he's come on, he's given an impact, and I think he's doing a sterling job tonight.
Get involved with our team on Twitter, Halftime Stuart. Terry is going to be taking your calls at full time. Wonder what they're going to be talking about. A Wigan win, a Widnes victory, or a draw here. Remember, they drew, didn't they? Start of last year over at the Select Security Stadium. Greg Burke will trundle it forward. We'll find a Lachlan. One-handed, he gets it back to Ryan Sutton. All hands to the pump defensively for Widnes. Hanbury round the ankles. That was Powell. This is a Lachlan. Here's Sargentson wide to Charlie. Great try. Great try from Wigan that. Josh Charlie goes over. He didn't score but made the most metres against the Leeds Rhinos. And he's got a remarkable record for Sean Wayne and Wigan in matches against Widnes. Tries in each of the last 5 games against Widnes here prior to tonight. Make this 6.
Well, here's the penalty. Widnes failing to clear and play the ball. And there's a lovely money ball here. You watch the pass. Dan Sargentson. That's about 6 or 7 metres, straight as a die, right on the button to the free man in the open space. And Josh Charnley, all he has to do is catch it and put it down.
The rugby's all about numbers and angles, and Wigan had more numbers than the Widnes could get in defence. If you then do that, you give the ball to the right player, he makes the right pass. The full-back is obviously going to create an overlap, isn't he? Because he adds that extra man, be it wide on the left or wide on the right, and that's why the reason why so many teams like a full-back who can throw a good 10-metre pass. Invaluable there for Wigan to get the second try, but a tough conversion attempt.
It is, it's another difficult one, tight to the touchline. Josh Charnley, by the way, I said he scored tries now in 6 games in a row here at the DW Stadium against Widnes. He's got them like this: 5, 4, 2 hat-tricks and 2 singles, and we've seen the first of the single here tonight. What a record against one club. And that's, remember, in the last 6 visits by Widnes. Incredible. Well, Smith had this difficult conversion from a similar position earlier. Has he managed to adjust his sights to give Wigan a 10-point lead? And the answer is nearly. Pushed at the other side of the post this time. 8-0. Charnley's try, Liam Farrell's try.
Well, Phil's talked about the numbers here, and a couple of Widnes players sinking. They try and close the play down, but then it more or less becomes a 3-on-1 with Corey Thompson and Josh Charnley, the man who's been linked with a move at the end of the season, maybe, to rugby union. And Sargentson, the 22-year-old, hasn't even a goodbye for the Wigan club.
So here come Wigan now once again with that 8-0 advantage. 3.5 minutes to half time. Gelling, Houston went for him, Runciman got to him, but Anthony Gelling keeps on going. He got a try last week here, did Anthony Gelling, and he looks to have done a gear in 2016.
Eddie, Widnes are a bit vulnerable here. They've just letting that try. They've been in this game all the way through. What they can't do is start looking towards the changing rooms, hoping and wishing it was half-time, or Wigan will sting them again.
Matty Smith with the kick, and it rolls its way into the corner. A fabulous kick. Oh,
Was it still moving?
Again plays the rule to the letter. this kick should be rewarded, really. I mean, that, with all due respect, that is not great defence, is it?
You're in my gang gear now.
Eddie, there's a lot of rules.
Because I've seen two tonight, that's all.
Eddie, there's a lot of rules within the game that we all won't be happy with. There's things that's out there. But
if you and Barry never even read the rules that you were playing. You can talk to Stuart on Twitter at half-time, at Sky Sports RL, hashtag AskSkyRL if you wish. And you can talk to Terry about rules. You won't get many answers. You can talk to Terry about rules at full time.
Get loads of answers, Eddie. Just won't be the right ones.
2 minutes to the half-time siren. 8-0 Wigan. And it's Manu Kafoa. Remember what Wigan did to Leeds in the second half last week?
You just sense, don't you, Widnes have dropped just a little bit. They're still trying to shift and move this ball. Run with a bit more intensity. That's a great tackle from Sean O'Loughlin.
He did, and the ball went forwards as well as a result of it.
Oh, he knocked the stuffing out of
Matt Whitley.
Matt Whitley?
Yeah.
Right in the ribs. You watch that tackle. Hits him like a sledgehammer.
He's a great player, O'Loughlin.
Oh, he is.
I think he's the best forward in the British game, Eddie. Whether he plays in the prop role, he plays in the loose forward role, he plays in the halves, he's committed on everything he does.
He's feeding the scrummy. I think he's playing at scrum half.
It's a massive 60 seconds plus here. Massive 6 plays. Clock keep ticking here. But another try, and it becomes a very, very steep hill for Widnes to climb up in the second 40.
Yes, it does. I'm sure they know that as well as us. This is Gildart. They'll be desperate to keep Wigan out. Wigan, of course, desperate to turn the screw. And here goes Gelling again. Widnes get to him on halfway. Sam Powell into Matty Smith. Lee Mossop keeps going. He backs into the defenders, keeps the legs going, makes 5-6 more metres forward. Valuable.
He looks good at the minute, Lee Mossop. I hope he keeps his fitness. Deserves a good run of games, Lee Mossop.
Bateman's playing well this year as well. 3 of them bring him down. That's 4 gone. Gelling is waiting the dummy half for Wigan this time. It comes into centre field to Smith. Smith then to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin looks for the runners. It's Sargentson. Sargentson finds Farrell. Sargentson's ahead of the play here, but Rhys Hambry will just run the ball dead, take the time, and they will, well, if they do the right thing, they won't drop this out. There's only 10 seconds remaining. Dennis Betts on his way down to the dressing rooms, knows the route. Referee's called time off.
Well, Liam Farrell, he puts another delicate little kick in. He forces this goal line dropout.
Kevin Brown then with the drop goal attempt, the drop out from underneath the sticks. And 3 seconds to the half-time siren. And Matty Smith goes for a 1-pointer on the siren, just pushes it the wrong side of those posts. Half-time then. Shake of the head from Matty Smith. He hasn't kicked a goal yet, but they've had 2 tries, Wigan. One from Liam Farrell, one from Josh Charnley, both of them down the left-hand side. And while Wigan ahead 8-0, they were 6-0 up against Leeds last week. They put Leeds to the sword in the second 40. They'll be hoping to do the same again to this Widnes side here tonight. But it's a very, very good contest against the team sitting top, Widnes Vikings, and the team of the great Paul Wellens, who'll be at the touchscreen with John Wells at full time, and pre-match he'll be in the studio with me as we relive some of the great Leeds Saints matches of years gone by. Looking forward to, hopefully, another one tomorrow night. So, 8-0 to the Wigan Warriors as we start this second half. Do Widnes have it in them to maintain the fairy tale at the top of the Super League table here tonight? We shall see. One thing that I think we should point out to you, Ian Lenigan, the Wigan chairman, has been in touch today. 14, no fewer than 14 Wigan Academy graduates are on show here tonight. 10 of them are playing for Wigan and another 4 are playing for Widnes. They produce some great young stars here in this particular town.
Well, it's a wonderful production line. Continues to churn out player after player, and I think a lot of the amateur clubs in the game, they'll play a large part in that. I think in terms of Widnes, if they want to get back into this game, it might be something as simple as making the most of their opportunities. There's only been 6 line breaks in this game so far. I've looked at the numbers. And the one that sticks out to me as we see that high hanging kick pocketed by Dan Sargentson. The home team has made 4 breaks and scored 2 tries, and the away team just those 2 breaks and no tries.
Such is the difference between winning and losing. But can Widnes pull this 8 points back in this second half and go on and win the match and maintain their position at the top of the table? If they don't, Wigan go top, of course. It will be a significant moment for the Widnes club if they do manage to win here tonight. But of course, Wigan with this fantastic home record that they're defending as well as everything else.
To stand any chance of winning, for me, Eddie, Widnes need more than 50% of the ball in the second half. They didn't in the first half. Wigan dominated possession and had the 8 points as a result, as Gelling now takes it forward. Looks for that offload. It's gone a little bit loose.
It has gone loose, but Charlie managed to retain possession for his side. It's an obvious thing to say, but Widnes really do need to score first in the second half to have any real hope of staging a comeback. O'Loughlin, off the outside of the boot, slides the kick through, but Corey Thompson is there. Oh, and he gets away from O'Loughlin. That's a rarity. That's a mixed tackle. And here he goes, Thompson. Charged down, though, by Gildar. Good chase back from young Oliver Gildar. Oh, Mellor passed the ball to himself. He passed the ball to himself. It's play on, says the referee.
Under pressure from the Wigan markers, I thought we were going to get a Don Manfredi moment then, but Corey Thompson tackled and Widnes in possession in good ball.
Yes, with Kevin Brown, he gives it to Houston, he gives it quickly to Hanbury, comes back on the inside, but solid defence from Bateman and Smith. And also in very quickly was Greg Burke as well. It was Houston the dummy half, and Gerrard will take it forward. Tackling low down though by Ryan Sutton. They think so much of him at Wigan, young Ryan Sutton. High kick wide now from Kevin Brown. Looking for Corey Thompson. The ball patted down, knocked forward. What's happening here? What's happening here? And it's with Mellor! And Mellor scores! This is going to go upstairs, I fancy. This will go upstairs to the video referee, Phil Bentham. We need another look at this one, Stuart. No try on the field.
I think they're looking to see whether there's a knock-on in there from Widnes as the ball went forward. From my first view, it looked like Josh Charnley had knocked the ball on in the challenge in the air. That's the case, well, that will be the first defence, but we'll see what happens from there. Obviously from a kick, everybody's on side, so we can move on from that and see what happens in the challenge. So it's a clean challenge from both of them, both attempting to catch it. He certainly plays Josh Charnley first, and it goes forward from that position. So there's a knock-on by Charnley. Is there a knock-on here? Dean?
That was Christine, yeah.
Well, that's I think is the question that's going to have to be answered here, because from after that it looks okay. So who does that come off there? From the other angle it looked like Josh Charnley.
If it came off Thompson, it goes backwards anyway, so it's his play on.
And there it's off the knee of Christine, so I think that'll be play on from there.
Remember, no try is the decision on the field. Yeah. It's a right conundrum, this.
It is. We're looking for a knock-on in there somewhere.
They're having a look at Christine's right arm. There's nothing up with that challenge. The ball comes back off Corey Thompson. He's the last person to touch the ball. It goes backwards. His teammate Christine's there. Does his right hand touch the ball?
Well, I haven't seen any hand touch the ball from Dean. They're still looking for it.
If it comes off Dean's knee, is Corey Thompson now offside?
If it touches Corey Thompson, it will be.
But it hasn't so far. Now he plays for the ball here, doesn't he?
But he doesn't go for
doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it. Oh, he does there. He's offside. Well spotted, Eddie.
But is the first offence a knock-on, you think, from Josh Charnley?
The first offence, I think, is a knock-on from Josh Charnley.
Well, let's get to that.
Well, having a look at the grounding, the video referee is Phil Bentham. There's nothing wrong with the grounding. But I've got a feeling this might take a little while longer somehow.
Well, they should be listening to you, Eddie, because I think you've got it spot on. The offside from Corey Thompson should be the thing that denies Widnes the try. There isn't clear evidence to see a right hand of Christine touching that ball.
Well, Dean's touched the ball there. Now, anybody in front of him that plays the ball or touches the ball is offside.
Did it not touch Oliver Gildart after it touched Christine?
There's another little twist in the tail.
I think the fact that he just touches him, he doesn't actually play at the ball, so I think that places him offside. So I think this will be no try, and for me, I will go back and it will be a scrum, Widnes head and feet.
Taking an eternity to sort this out. Knocked backwards, first of all, by Thompson. We think it then comes off the knee of Dean and maybe also off the knee of Gildart, perhaps. Corey Thompson makes a play for the ball. It touches him there. So, it's a toss of the coin.
Well, at that point, it's no try. So it all depends whether the video referees rule it was a knock-on by Charnley prior to that.
Well, they're not looking at the grounding. It's going to be chalked off, I think. It's no try. And what is the decision then? Is it a knock-on by Charnley or is it offside against Thompson?
They're just taking a look at it. Here's the replay. There's the penalty. It's a penalty to Wigan.
And it is. It's offside then. Widnes, Corey Thompson was offside.
It's a game of inches, isn't it? Because if Corey Thompson doesn't make a play for that, maybe Joe Mellor might pick that up, but that's the temptations of play. The ball's on the ground, you just see it there, and you just make a swing for it.
And he doesn't know in his own mind. I mean,
no.
it took the video referee 4 minutes to try and work out.
Of course it did. But that particular kick from Kevin Brown, we saw it a couple of times in the first half. There's a knock-on from Wigan.
Barry, that kick you've just mentioned, I thought was a poor one from Kevin Brown. It was almost 10 metres from where it needed to be, and at his level, with the time he had, I thought that was a poor delivery, although Widnes almost scored from the play in the corner.
Another rarity, a mistake by Sean O'Loughlin.
Sorry, Ed, so what's poor about it?
Because it didn't go where it needed to be. It needed to be closer to the try line, the kick. Freakishly, they almost scored a try. The video referee almost gave it. But I think at this level, over the course of the season, he needs to get the kick.
Right, well, let's get on with
Eddie Wigan make a mistake there. They were 91% completion in the first half. They were absolutely ruthless.
And here's a penalty to Widnes now.
Well, this is giving Widnes a leg up. High completion in the first half, and then all of a sudden they make a mistake, they give a penalty away, and now they're under pressure.
They are, because it's Manokafoa. And Manokafoa stands tall, will play it here to Herremeyer. He goes down the right-hand side with Brown. Brown then to Mellor. Mellor, short ball. Whitley! Whitley's over for Widnes. That won't be denied. Punch in the air from Dennis Betts. Widnes are back in it. Widnes are back in it. Only his second try of the season. His first coming last week against Hull when he came on as a substitute. Super sub Whitley has put Widnes back in this match.
Well, there's some lovely touches from Widnes here. Beautiful stuff. And the young second rower, he gets in from a very short pass. Is that kick again? It lands on top of Josh Charnley, who can't handle it. Bit of a fumble. Phil Bentham, the referee, he chalks off the try from Joe Mellor. But just shortly after that, there's a knock-on from the captain. He had 3 Widnes players in his eye line. One of them was Matt Whitley. And from that play, Widnes get a penalty. Alex Gerrard trying to play that ball. Appeals to the referee, and watch the play here. It's your man Kevin Brown who lays it off to Joe Mellor. 9-10 Jack. There you go. Widnes with their first try. Beautiful stuff.
This is a real brave line from Matt Whitley. He knows that he's got to run hard, he's got to run direct, and he runs straight between Wigan defenders, and that's what it means to Dennis Betts, because it's game on again, Ed.
And it certainly will be if Rhys Hanbury adds the extras here. He's kicked 28 goals this season. He's 70% success rate with the boot. And that success and accuracy has not left in here in the pressure cooker of the DW Stadium. Wigan 8, Widnes 6. And after just over 6 minutes of the second half, game on.
Well, Widnes have proven to us and to themselves here that they have got the players and the plays to break through Wigan's defence. They needed to be near the line. He really is a fantastic player to watch, so enthusiastic, did remarkably well last week against Hull, and delighted to see him rewarded for his efforts with that try. Oh my word.
Oh, what are they doing? They allow the kick-off to bounce, and has lost it forward. Here is Bateman. Just a moment lapse of concentration, and that could be absolutely costly for Widnes after getting themselves back into this match. They could easily see it being slipping away from them once again. Burke. First tackle on Greg Burke. 7 metres away from the line. Powell. Here is Smith. Short ball, Farrell. Great tackle, Whitley, the try scorer. Red lights flashing all over the place for danger for Widnes. Sargentson escapes one net, gets the ball away to Gelling. Over the top it goes to Manfredi. He's surrounded by black jerseys. Manfredi's away from two. Manfredi can't get away from the third man in, Chris Houston.
So strong done, Manfredi. 3 defenders can't get him down.
Gelling here now, goes to the line again. All back by the Widnes defence. Sam Powell, the dummy half. Back it comes now to Matty Smith. He fires the pass into the arms of O'Loughlin. It sticks this time. Great ball to Charnley. Great ball to Charnley. Maybe a try in the corner for Josh Charnley. Another big job for Phil Bentham coming up. What's the decision on the field? No try on the field again. They say he's held up. Charnley is giving nothing away. No smiles, no punching of the air, no arms raised. It's down to Phil Bentham and you, Stuart.
Well, not so much me, more Phil Bentham, but certainly first look it looked like managed to get underneath the ball, and I think you see there the ball, the hands are underneath. I don't think there's any way that the video referee can overrule the referee's on-field decision. Very similar to one we saw last week in Catalan, where the referee awarded the try that time, but there's certainly clear evidence there that that ball has been held up.
He's so powerful, Josh Charnley. And you can see Corey Thompson when he goes, and he's trying to clamp the ball. Joe Mellor over the top. And I think Joe Mellor just does enough. Corey Thompson, well, the ball lands on his leg initially, and then Corey Thompson tries to grab that ball and just hold him up.
Haven't they done a fantastic job? Widnes on red alert. Wigan looking to counter that try from Widnes.
Top try scorer and a try saver here for me, Corey Thompson. Brilliant job there at both ends of the field. Holds the ball up. It's clearly 6 inches off the floor.
It was a lovely pass from Sean O'Loughlin. He almost did a Kevin Brown pass against Kevin Brown. Put his winger in the clear. Wonderful work from Widnes. I don't think there's enough to award this try, do you, Stuart?
Well, I think he's probably looking to see what the restart is, because I don't think there's any doubt about it. Does Charnley end up touching goal at the end of all this? And I think that's why we're waiting to see. He's still not in touch at all. He's on top of the player, even though that player's in touch, he's not. I think at the point where the ball comes out, the referee's probably called time off there anyway.
So will they bring it back, you think, for the last tackle?
Could be a handover last tackle, if that's what the ruling.
If Phil Bentham's read it like we have, and apparently he has. Frustration for Sean Wayne, and the referee brings it to attack restart on the 20-metre line for Widnes. So what's he ruled, Stuart? That he's taken it out?
Well, he must have ruled that Charnley put his hand on the line there before the referee called time off to send it up to the video referee.
That is the great escape for Widnes.
That is the get out of jail. I totally agree. From scoring that try and then the Joe Mellor and Arheiremeier getting a bit confused and not commanding who's going to catch that ball. Yeah, I agree with you, Ed. Can't give Wigan those chances.
You can't. And remember, it came directly from the kick-off after Widnes had scored their try. Hanbury then gets Widnes over the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Here they come forward again. Once again now. He's a big human being, is Matt Whitley. He plays the ball there to Kevin Brown. It goes high off the boot of Brown and safely, almost safely, into the arms of Dan Sargentson. The ball went backwards. Half-time seems an eternity away. What was said in the dressing rooms, Ange?
It does seem an eternity away, but plenty was said. Sean Wayne says he's happy with the way they've been playing with the ball in the first half. Their completion's been good, but some individual defence has not been the best. They've put them under pressure at times when they least needed it. He said that their scrambling defence went well, but Widnes shouldn't have been able to have the room to make the breaks they did in the first place. They'd worked on that all week. For Dennis Betts, he wants his team to just stay in the arm wrestle, finish their sets better. They've had their chances, but they've given Wigan cheap points.
They nearly gave them some more cheap points in the last Wigan attack, and here now is O'Loughlin, and he goes down on tackle number 5. They're still well short of halfway. Matty Smith shuttles it along the line to Tautai. Looks like they're running it. It's with Bateman again. Bateman over the top it goes to Manfredi, and Manfredi hacks the ball forward.
Where's that going?
Might end up as a decent kick, this. No, Hanbury picks it up. Oh,
was that a trip?
Was that a trip by Matty Smith? It was.
Yeah, there was a trip. Wasn't anything malicious in it. He's just beaten, and then all of a sudden he just throws his leg. You can see it.
Well, the referee said it's accidental.
I'm not so sure it's accidental. I think that's a perfect opportunity to use a yellow card. He's on the ground. He knows the only way he can stop him is by putting his leg out. And I'm afraid that's a trip.
In the old days when Barry and Terry were playing, this would have been a sending off.
Would have been a red card. It's been downgraded a bit. More of the referee's opportunity to, or his discretion as to what he does. But I think that would have been a yellow card.
Oh, Jeremiah gets the ball away. And here is Stephen Marsh cutting back on the inside. Marsh. Wigan are on the ropes here. Widnes have got them rattled. Runciman, not the best pass. Into the arms of Gil Dodson. Dodson takes it down the middle. Jeremiah wants to get on with this and get the ball played. It is now to Brown. Brown then gets the ball away. Set him out to Sarr. He goes down. To get to his feet. Plays the ball. Dodson. Dodson then to Brown. Here is Mellor. Mellor attacking the line. Comes away from 3. Gets away from 4. It's opened up for Mellor.
He thought about the long pass, Eddie. Come back. We're in the middle. What have they got?
Jeremiah finds Brown. A dab from Brown. In behind Charlie.
Oh, he's dropped it.
Corey Thompson was a fingernail away from the try.
He knows it as well. He had it in his hands. Couldn't control it. But Widnes taking Wigan from side to side.
Tapped the ball in the wrong place, haven't they? They've gone back here. Corey Thompson scored some brilliant chances this year, but the ball just seemed to skid through that in-goal area too quick for him. Oh!
He's trying to pat it down. Perhaps with that, I know it's easy when we're sat here, just catch it and fall on it.
Good kick again from Kevin Brown, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was a lovely tap play as well. They came back on that short side, really testing and challenging Wigan.
Corey Thompson so close to try number 11, more importantly giving Widnes the lead, but what have Wigan got now in response? Sam Powell, Matty Smith drops the pass off to Tautai. He'll keep on going, will big Talima Tautai, the Samoan. Plays the ball to Powell, the last and off the boot it goes of Sean O'Loughlin. Oh, it's been allowed to bounce. It's dropped for Charlie. He won't be denied this time. Second try for Charlie. Second try for Josh Charlie. 2 kicks have been Widnes' undoing. First of all, the kick-off when there was panic stations, and then the high kick that was allowed to bounce, and Charlie on it in a flash. Second try for Josh Charlie. Wow, what a record he's got against Widnes.
Well, it's just Charlie who puts the ball down, but look at the height from the kick from Sean O'Loughlin. He kicks, he leads, there's a bit of a jostle when that ball bounces, but Charlie gets down nice and low. Sean O'Loughlin, the skipper. Here's the near miss from Widnes and Corey Thompson. Sean O'Loughlin is absolutely all over this pitch. Want to see how many Sean O'Loughlins there are, because if he's not feeding the scrum, passing the balls, he's kicking them up high and he's still in the frame there. Outstanding stuff from Sean O'Loughlin. Josh Charnley and Wigan.
Well, they're all just about, there's Oliver Gildart onside there from the kick to get up and they contest it. And if you can't make your catches, that's the consequence you sometimes have to pay. Corey Thompson's had a dreadful 60 seconds. He's had a great start to his Super League career. He's hoping that this 6 doesn't become an 8-point lead.
Well, Matty Smith, he hasn't had the easiest of kicks, has he, tonight? And this is another one way out west on the touchline over on that far side of the field. Can he kick this one? No, he can't. A grimace and a shake of the head. It's only a converted try between the two sides. 12-6 Wigan.
Eddie, and that missed kick keeps them in the game, but letting the ball bounce. Corey Thompson, he's looking at Rhys Ambury. Rhys Ambury's looking at Corey Thompson. No one takes control of that, and Josh Charnley Well, he didn't score before, but he's not going to miss that opportunity.
Well, the missed kicks of Josh Charnley means it's Matty Smith means it's a heck of a contest still. He kicks the goals, they're 18-6 up. All of them difficult though, in fairness to him. All of them. Tackle count is white clean here, that was touched by Widnes. Leeds Saints tomorrow. That's something to live up to. This has been a real humdinger of a Thursday.
It's not over yet. The scoreline's perhaps right, even though there's 3 tries to 1 in favour of the Wigan side. It's been a good even contest, and those kicks might keep Widnes in, but it's their attitude that will get them back into this fight. They're refusing to give up, the Vikings.
Powell gets it to O'Loughlin, all over the place, as the lads say. Sargentson to Farrell. That's a lovely kick from Farrell. That's well done by Thompson.
He completed his assignment then, that'll do his confidence good. But Widnes penned in their own 10-metre zone, and Wigan looking to apply the pressure.
Smart work from the first tackle by Gildar, and again from the second. Wigan crowd behind them now, they can sense something here. Stephen Marsh tries to work it away from his own line. Wigan are determined to keep Widnes penned inside their own quarter.
There's some tough carries here. It's all hands on deck now for Widnes. The sense that Wigan have really started to turn it up now. They're asking more questions.
This is manna from heaven.
Yeah, that just gets you out of trouble, that, because Widnes were struggling. They were on the ropes, and the commitment from Wigan, there was 3 men in the tackle, and then it's just a little last push from John Bateman.
He grabbed his arm, second effort, and turned him over. That's the penalty. John
Bateman pleading innocence, and Richard Silverwood with the black cap on.
And they were all set then. They had the defensive line set, Wigan. There was no need to give that penalty away. John Bateman, a very, very good player. He is a true competitor of Super League. Never knows when he's going to be beaten. But on that occasion, maybe just a bit too much.
So that was on the last tackle, remember. And that's why Widnes now are just over halfway and inside Wigan territory as Gerrard finds Brown, who finds Hanbury. Important challenge by Gelling, that was. Runciman off the ground into the arms of Brown. Brown showed it to Cahill.
Good shot from John Bateman. What a variety in the play of Widnes. Switching the ball back, making sure both sides of the ruck are nice and honest. Good kick.
Kick from Brown, asking a lot of Corey Thompson now.
There's nobody there. The third tackle, you've got to ask more questions. You're close to the opposition's line.
Might have been a good kick if his teammate had known he was going to kick it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to retract that. It wasn't a good kick. The idea was right.
And we give Kevin Brown credit last week because he plays what was in front of him. He was a nod and a wink to his winger, but there's nobody there. He was way behind. He wasn't expecting that, Corey Thompson.
No, you can see that Thompson's reaction was enough, and here's a penalty now for Wigan.
Another let-off. Another penalty. Seta Matasar just clips Liam Farrell, just swings around the neck. Penalty, and easy meters up the field.
Ball dumped into touch by Matty Smith. Wigan will start this set 9 metres in the Widnes half. Here they come then with Flower.
You have to say, don't you, that the intensity of this game has been played at the right spirit. There hasn't been too much nastiness.
Great run from O'Loughlin, looked for the offload. Wants to play it to Sam Powell and does. Tony Clubb charges the ball forward. They're 20 metres out. 3 tackles gone, halfway through the set. Smith, back it comes to Bateman. Bateman skirts away from a couple, then straightens it up, gets the ball back. Sam Powell. He's gobbled up by Houston and also Jeremiah. Powell to Smith. Attacks the line, short ball, loses it. There's Ben Flower. It's a free play, calls referee.
And that's why the ball's being flung about.
The ball's being pinged around. It's a race now. It's a race now. Oh! Runciman's come up with it, and he hacks it forward. And Stephen Marsh is after this, and Marsh just drops on it. That's sensible play.
Good decision by Stephen Marsh. Thought Runciman might have just took the yards and banked it. Is that a penalty?
Yes, it is. Tony Clubb with a little bit of a brainstorm.
You take two, gents?
I'll be looking to see whether the referee's going to send him to the sin bin. Isn't that a try-scoring position?
Well, it's certainly a professional foul, as I would call it. It's virtually his only chance of stopping that ball going out wide.
So it's sin bin, Stuart?
Well, you've got to look at the yellow card again.
I'm going to answer my own question. They're not going to go for two. They're going to keep hold of the ball and just try and ask some questions of the Wigan defence.
12-10, they might have gone for two. They're going for broke here. They want the 6. 12-6 down. Brown still. This is a real examination of Widnes' top of the table credentials and at the moment of this Wigan defence. Mellor, great ball. Seta Martasari spun to the ground by O'Loughlin. Reece Hanbury fires the pass to Mellor. Mellor then short ball to Cahill. Good defence again. Tautai and Powell. Jeremiah. The Widnes crowd behind those sticks urging their side on. It's with Brown. It's now with Hanbury. Here is a chance for Stephen Marsh. He's over in the corner.
Okay. Have they tried?
Try they've got on the field.
It's an 8-point try.
Oh, a possible 8-point try because Gelling has gone in with the knees, Stuart.
That's it.
Wow, this could turn things around.
It looked pretty obvious from where I was. They're just going to check it with the video referee. Don't think there's any problem with the try whatsoever. The grounding's good. It's this action there. Well, you certainly can't go in with your feet like this. This could be the first 8-point try awarded by the video referee.
Do you have any degree of sympathy with Gelling because he seems to just catch him and then fall over him?
Well, you'd have to say that he's leading with his foot into the tackle, and you can't do that.
I think Liam Farrell in the grand final last year was far worse than that. He wasn't penalised.
Well, the try is given. It depends what is being said in the ear of the referee, Richard Silverwood, and they've gone with benefit of the doubt. No foul play by Gelling.
Well, I think he's lucky.
Well, Widnes got themselves into this position. Look at this break. It's from the free play, of course. There's a clash and a collision. Two players colliding outside. And it's Stephen Marsh who decides to just take control, take the advantage. Tony Clubb gives away a penalty from the play of the ball. Charlie Runciman trying to pass, gets the ball knocked out of his hands. Lovely play. Short hands, a draw and pass. And Widnes going. Good response. And I'm going to quantify and qualify why I said Widnes might go for the two. At the minute, there's 6 points difference. We're going to see the attempted conversion. If they'd have got 2 points, that could have given them the advantage when they scored the next try.
Has he kicked this? Has he kicked this? No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. 12-10 it is. 2-point gap. 9 tries for Stephen Marsh. 10 tries for Runciman on the other side. 19 tries off the flanks for Widnes so far.
Well, you can see why, can't you? They've got players with good skills who can make the right decisions. Just going back to your point about kicking the penalty, perhaps had it been closer to the post, Barry, I would have agreed with you. But it was similar to the attempted conversion he's just made. You're not guaranteed, really, are you? From the sideline, he's going to get it. I think going for the four was the right option, but I never imagined the Vikings could get to the Warriors here, to the hour mark, take them into the final quarter with the game still evenly in the balance. They've done that here today. I've been impressive.
In 2016, they just won't go away, the Vikings. As I said, Eddie, before, I was talking to a couple of them, and you can just tell when you talk to players, and they're not just telling you what you want to hear. They're actually saying, yeah, we actually will have a chance here. We know we're going to be bullied, but we think we've got the speed, we've got the strength to do the job.
So, Phil, you didn't imagine there were going to be 2 points in this game. You also don't imagine that Widnes will be in the top 4 at the end of the year as a penalty.
He's away. He's got Runciman in support. He's got Runciman in support. And Charlie Runciman will give Widnes the lead. Charlie Runciman for Widnes. And Widnes have fought back in this second half like you would not believe. Dennis Betts. Tremendous second half from them. And Runciman, he only arrived last August, he hasn't missed a game since. 3rd try of his season, and what a vital one it might be. Little wink of the eye from Charlie Runciman. Oh, well.
Eddie, when you've scored more points than anyone else in Super League and you're playing against the tough side, not only are you prepared when you're playing against Wigan, because you know you've got to be on your top game, you know you've got to perform, you know you've got to keep taking those opportunities, and you've got to break down the opposition. When you get that space, you've all got to keep on making sure you're running. Reece Ambry, well, he's done this all year. His speed gets him out of trouble 9 times out of 10, and Charlie Runciman on the left edge. For Widnes, what a great signing he was at the back end of last year.
Been involved in some big moments, Charlie Runciman.
What about the break from Ambry?
Oh, wonderful stuff. But Runciman's work ethic gets him on the end of that ball. And it looks like, Phil, they might be getting that mascot uniform ready for you.
Well, they got 4 points. This will be another 2, I'm sure. We've got an intriguing final 15 minutes by the time the kickoff restarts here. Wigan have fought back, don't forget, in recent games.
Someone's come early in Widnes.
They beat Hull, they beat Salford in the death the last 5 minutes. They've made that a good habit this year. We're going to see a great contest here now, right to the final hooter.
Last time Wigan lost was almost 2 years ago against St Helens. It was 16-12. It's 16-12 now to the Widnes Vikings.
Well, it's 13 years since Widnes last won in Wigan. 13 years. A long time here. We're going to test the nerve and the skill. The mindset now of the Widnes side. They're showing, look, they're splitting Wigan out wide. They can't go through the middle of Wigan, but they've shown by moving the ball around, outsmarting their opponents, not outmuscling them. They've put themselves ahead here now. It's just less than 16 to go.
Well, Dennis Betts' side drew 22-all against Wigan at home last year. They won 24-10 in 2014. They won 37-36 in March 2012. That day, that was such an important win for them that they produced a commemorative mug to celebrate. I don't know what they'll produce this time if they win this.
We saw a good shot of Dennis Betts. My word, if you could take a look inside his mind at the minute, I wonder what's going through it. He knows about the DNA of a Wigan player, involved in this great club for many years in his playing career. He's involved in forming and formulating the DNA of a Widnes player in 2016.
This has been a remarkable year so far for Widnes. And if, and it's a big if, because look, they've still got 15 minutes to go, if they get the result here, you have to believe. Their supporters have to believe. What a chase by Setamata Sarr that was.
Eddie, belief, that's a big word in rugby league, because you have got to do that. You know that you get performances over 80 minutes and you've got to ride the waves. You're going to have times that goes for you, times that go against you. But mental toughness is absolutely everything in this sport. And Widnes seem to have it in abundance at present.
When you think the first season they finished bottom of the table, there was no panic at Widnes, there was no exit door shown to Dennis Betts. They have built slowly and surely. They've not overstretched themselves financially, and this is what they've got as their reward. Nights like this, nights like last week, days like the day that they beat Leeds by 56 points. Incredible.
Well, Eddie, they can't just sit back because they're playing against the Wigan side. Yep, they are good. There's Sean O'Loughlin who's leading them around. That wasn't the best of kicks. They need to find space. They need to kick it in behind of Corey Thompson.
It's not over yet, this. Wigan will not surrender this easily. And Christine will bring it forward once more for the Vikings. What were we talking about last week? Leicester City at the top of the Premier League, and Dennis Betts being the Claudio Ranieri of the Super League.
Sean O'Loughlin, he's leading the way on Hep Cahill, the Widnes enforcer.
Oh, the space out wide here. Houston goes up the middle though. Hanbury, they come the left. Brown back on the inside to Heron Meyer. Another good run from the hooker. Runciman. They're at the last. Brown will hoist the kick. Delicately played as well. Sargentson underneath it. Sargentson gets past the first two. Runciman held on to his ankles. He was finished off by Marsh. Here goes Anthony Gelling.
At the end of this game, when you watch back the final 20 minutes, the things that will stand out are the accuracy of the final kicks at the end of plays. Widnes' one was taken there, wasn't it, by Wigan, but still in recent position. Wigan's last one went straight to Thompson. The pressure now comes on the central players, providing the right kicks at the end of sets to build the pressure.
You get the feeling, though, Wigan are just turning up the heat a bit here as Flower comes forward. They play the ball there to Powell. Now it's with Matty Smith. Smith attacks the line, gets it to Sargentson. Sargentson's the key man. Oh, and Sargentson is grounded by Kevin Brown and finished off by Houston. Sargentson didn't like that from Chris Houston. The referee says the tackle not complete, so Matty Smith with a crossfield kick. And Thompson is underneath it, and Farrell is underneath. Thompson.
Caught on the full again, and it was a good chase from Wigan. 5 or 6 players looking to collect. Thompson, he catches that. You're right, Chris Houston, he was a little bit late. And he talks about the intensity and Wigan building it now. They've been at this intensity many, many times in big games and come out on the good side and come out on the bad side. And they know how to handle both. It's how Widnes handle it now when they're in front.
Heremiah has been immense for Widnes tonight.
He's not had a breather, Eddie. No. Because of the injury to Lloyd White, he's been on for 68 minutes. He's been at the heart of everything.
Gil Dodson, what a sweet night it would be for all the ex-Wigan players and Dennis Betts if they could win this. Oh, out on the fall! Out on the fall from Kevin Brown! Going for the big play! Going for the 40-20! Missing it by a metre.
Well, going just to get out of trouble. Kevin Brown just keep turning, wigging around. Knows that the clock's ticking. Just over 11 minutes.
I think sometimes kickers, they have what they're going to do in their mind, and they look at the players that are in front of them. The winger and the fullback, they were in the position. He tried to guide it and steer it, not necessarily going for that 40-20, but a mistake nevertheless for Widnes.
And is that the big game changer of this night? 11 minutes to go. Dennis Betts knows this is a big set. O'Loughlin taking on Setamata Sarr, going down under the challenge. Heremiah all over him as well. Referee Richard Silverwood keeps the whistle in his pocket. Now it's Talima Tautai. They're looking to expose the Widnes defence, Wigan. That's 4 gone. They're defending their line for all they're worth. Widnes, they come right with Smith and further right to Gelling. And Gelling has toyed with a few defences this season, but Widnes stand firm. We've reached the 5th. Here comes the last. Manfredi to Smith, and Smith with the kick, and it bounces off the knees of Heremiah.
Good
and
press.
Heremiah gets the ball back.
Good pressure, Gil Dodson. I think he was, who gets off the line and he really targets the kicking game. Matty Smith. There's a problem here now with Aaron Heremiah.
I think that might be a bit of old manship. He knows that his side has just been defending.
Look at this pressure.
Big good work from the front row, and the hookers right at the side of him. He collects that ball.
Eddie, the tackle previous to this when Talima Tautai, it was 2 tackles previous to this when Talima Tautai had the ball, he was running up, he's looking for someone to support him. They were setting up for that next play, so Widnes didn't panic. And that man, well, to get off the line after putting in some big minutes, a sterling effort from him.
It was also, Tez, a great example of kick pressure rather than trying to kick them out. This is what I'm talking about.
But there's nobody with him.
He's got to run. He's tired.
He has got to run, but he's looking for people around him, and normally Wigan would really push up strong in those sorts of areas. They were 10 metres from the try line.
Well, will the missed kicks by Matty Smith be the difference? It's wrong to put the spotlight on Matty Smith, because these kicks have been so difficult. Each and every one of them have been out wide. They haven't been a given, any one of them.
It just shows you how valuable players with a really high percentage in those key moments, pivotal points in a game, can just step up and slot the goal over. It's a skill, but not something. It's probably something you can get better at. It's not something you can acquire. You're either born that way or you're not.
26th of July 2003. The first Super League win against Wigan, and the first win here at the DW Stadium.
Ooh, twisted back awkwardly there for Corey Thompson, Eddie, just as you were making that point. They need every black shirt up, healthy and fit here now. The final 10.
Well, he gingerly gets across to the other side of the field. There's Brown again. He goes for the long, deep kick, out straight into the arms. Oh! Sargentson slips, knocks the ball forward, and it's a penalty because Manfredi was offside.
Well, is that not a yellow card?
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? He's got to pick it up, otherwise Widnes are going to score.
They might score anyway here with the boot.
So isn't that a sin binning?
It's certainly the opportunity to sin bin.
The I actually think that Dan Sargentson isn't in the right place. I thought he was in the right place on the last kick.
It's just he slips, Barry.
He's got the wrong studs in.
The wrong studs in the boots. Pouches the ball. There's absolutely no problem with that, and all of a sudden his right foot goes from underneath him.
Well, he's been brilliant tonight, Sargentson, up until that moment, and it was just the greasy surface and maybe the wrong choice of studs that went against him.
It's quality, Dan Sargentson, isn't he?
I agree, Eddie. I thought his positional play, we're talking about the second game in probably his Wigan career that he's playing at full-back and had that responsibility. Yes, he's got some attacking responsibilities, but being able to field those balls, deal with that pressure, come up with the right decision at the right time, and unfortunately for him, he's got it wrong.
Well, Eamon O'Carroll is a proud Irishman because he's got 5 caps for his country on St Patrick's Night 2016. Our Widnes going to go home as the clear league leaders at the top of the First Utility Super League. Hanbury here with a big kick. Nervous. It's a 6-point ball game. We've got 8 minutes to go, and Widnes have nudged themselves ahead again.
And if they get down here, as we see Dan Sargentson just making that mistake, if they get anywhere near the sticks, I'm sure it's going to be a drop goal, or try and just run hard, get the Wigan defenders just making that mistake, try and slow them down, go for the penalty.
Well, 5 played, 5-1 for Wigan so far this season. They have never before won their opening 6 matches in Super League, but Sean O'Loughlin has come up with a possession from that shallow kick-off.
Is there again? I want to ask the referee how many Sean O'Loughlins there are on this pitch. He's absolutely everywhere.
He is. He's been all over the pitch. And here is Matty Smith. Drops the pass off to Ben Flower. Sam Powell are in the Widnes quarter with Smith again, and now it's Bateman. Wigan showing their resilience, oh! He got the ball away, he coughed possession up to Runciman. That's not in Sean Wayne's script.
It was in Runciman's script though, wasn't it? He was expecting that, knowing that Wigan are under pressure, time's running out, they're looking to offload the ball at all opportunities.
And they've got to take risks, to be fair. Wigan have got to take risks now.
Well, John Bateman's ability to offload the balls, come up with a lot of tries, turn games in their favourite times, but he's taken a risk there, unsighted. Charlie Huntsman again, they're starting to build here now. Pressure applied to the home team, unbeaten as you said for almost 2 years, Eddie. And the away supporters who've travelled here, I think, more hopeful and in great expectation. Set for this dream season to continue.
High off the boot of Kevin Brown again, it's deep, and it's Sargentson once again underneath it. Ooh. He got hold of that with fingertips. Oh! Thompson all over his opposite number. Nowhere for Charlie to escape.
Well, Corey Thompson's eyes must have lit up when he saw that pass thrown by the fullback Dan Sargentson. What a tackle. And Widnes, they're on the front foot. Watch this. Boom!
There's a big hit for Barry and Terry. Skysports.com/rugby league. That's where you can find all the best of rugby league this season. And of course with us live Thursday, Friday and every other Saturday when we bring you the Catalan Dragons home games. The very best of rugby league. Gelling goes down the short side. Runciman gets to him. He gets the ball away to Smith. Smith then to Mr. Perpetual Motion O'Loughlin. He brings Sargentson into it. Sargentson then finds Lee Mosser. And Widnes get to him in numbers and halt him 10 metres inside the Widnes half of the field. Last tackle coming up here this set. They're running it. They've got to. Sargentson keeps the ball moving to Mossop. Mossop churning up the ground. The kick into space. And it's picked up by Stefan Marsh.
The front row deciding to tip the ball over. Widnes have only got probably 2 or 3 more sets of 6 to defend.
Aaron Meyer, by the way, is making his way back into the defensive line here, and he clutched the back of his thigh. I hope he's not pulled the hamstring.
It wasn't a good end to the set of 6 then, I believe, Eddie. Maybe that ball should have gone in the air and make it into a bit of a contest instead of just trying to get it to anybody, especially a prop forward to kick the ball.
Alex Gerrard goes down, tackle number 4. Great defensive stint here for the Wigan Warriors. Will Rhys Hanbury be talking about a victory with John Wells at the end of this match? Well, they've got a long way to go yet. Mellor gets the boot to ball, hacks it downfield, it bounces in front of Sargentson, and Sargentson will run it back. Wigan aren't done yet. Wigan aren't done yet.
Oh,
that's a shoulder charge.
Wow.
That is a shoulder charge from Jeremiah. You talk about yellow cards, you've been talking about them all night. It was Setemata Sarr, I think. I beg your pardon, Aaron Jeremiah. Setemata Sarr, that's a shoulder charge.
Well, there's a lot of impact in it. There's a lot. It's under the rules and the guidelines. Stuart, is that a shoulder charge?
Well, there's rotation, and he's planted his foot, so I think that's a fair call.
So as I say, Wigan aren't done yet. It was on Sargentson, Setemata Sarr, illegal challenge, penalty to Wigan. Here they come with Tony Clubb. Tony Clubb, legs are pumping, takes them to within 12 metres of the line before he goes down on the second tackle. Desperate defence needed by Widnes now. Here is Smith, turns the ball back on the inside. Great defence. Ben Flower thought he was in. This is O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin gets it back to Sargentson. Sargentson stabs the kick into the in-goal area. Oh. Thompson almost went without it. In fact, he did go without it, did he?
Well, they both misjudged it. It was a delicate little kick into the in-goal. These players really throwing the bodies, putting the bodies on the line.
Video referee's allowed to have a quick look at this, and he's had one. He's allowed to have another just to check that Richard Silverwood's got the decision right, and he has. He missed it completely.
Nobody touches it.
So it's a tap 20 restart for Widnes, and we're coming up to the last 3 minutes of a pulsating contest.
Eddie, Wigan are building. Widnes look out on the feet at present.
Yes, they're hunting the mistake as O'Carroll takes it forward once again for Widnes. Mellor is the dummy half. Well, I'm almost exhausted watching it. I don't know what the players are like playing it.
Well, it's a monumental effort, isn't it, from Dennis Betts' men. He's going down to the sideline now, knowing that this has been a fabulous performance.
And what a night it might be for Dennis Betts. If his men hang on, this will be his first win at Wigan since he left the coaching hot seat here all those years ago. Brown gets the ball away, short to O'Carroll. He's spun to the ground. Kick from Brown has to be good here. He knows it too. It goes high. The chase is on. Houston's after it. Sargentson's underneath it though. Is this the last hurrah for Wigan as we enter the last couple of minutes of this match? Powell to O'Loughlin. Sean O'Loughlin goes down under the pressure of three tacklers. 120 seconds between Widnes and a famous victory. Sharnley takes tackle number 3, just about on the halfway line. Smith gets Wigan over the halfway line. Here is Sargentson. Sargentson finds Gelling. Gelling stabs the ball into open space. Hanbury across, and Hanbury takes the ball out. In touch. Scrum down Wigan.
The Wigan players desperately trying to form this scrum. There's Anthony Gelling. He puts it on the floor. He has no option, Reece Hanbury, as he slides over. He's trying to pull his feet up. He's trying to lean back as far as he can. He's no chance in trying anything.
Every game should be like this, shouldn't it? This is the perfect ending to a great game of rugby league.
It is.
How good is Anthony Gelling? He will try absolutely anything.
Big chance for Wigan then to rescue a point. As Gildart takes it up towards the line. Here is Sharnley, and Sharnley is halted. He stays inside the whitewash. Gildart with a run. Crossfield he comes, waiting for support. Houston gets to him. Houston grounds him. Powell, Mossop. Sensational defence from Widnes for the last 3 tackles. Can they keep it going? Penalty. Jeremiah hands in at the ruck. Quick tap taken. Ben Flower. 4 men bring him back. We're 50 seconds away from the full-time siren. It's either a draw or a win for Widnes.
Another penalty given away. Matty Smith is out the back going ballistic, asking for the ball. Here he is.
And he's dropped the ball, and I think that's it. I think that is it.
Eddie, that's game, set and match. And that's Widnes. They knew that they could cling on. They hadn't been warned by the referee. They were holding on for dear life, not letting the Wigan man play the ball. And then Mike Smith, he's looking to make his play before he has full control. of that ball. And if anyone just thinks that Widnes are an attacking side, I think they proved tonight that not only can they attack, but they can also defend.
Well, sport at the highest level is all about thinking cool under pressure. He was under pressure there, Matty Smith.
Full-time siren goes. A famous night for Widnes, for Kevin Brown and the other 4 ex-Wigan players. A famous night for Dennis Betts. And a famous night for the Widnes Vikings. Believe now. Believe this is no flash in the pan. Wow. What a night. What a game. And what a second half comeback from these Vikings.
They'd come to the DW Stadium against all the odds. They'd beaten them, the best defensive team, Wigan. And Wigan will come back, and this loss will make them more determined. But the night belongs to that man Dennis Betts, the former Wigan great, who's put so much into the Widnes club. He believes in the players that he's got. He prefers them to go out and play. They play a great brand of rugby, but also they defended like their lives have depended on it. It's been a huge effort from the Vikings.
Massive. And when you consider what has happened in the past to Widnes when they have come here and they've gone home with their tails between their legs, that just shows the measure of this performance here this evening.
The character has been immense. All the players in the black shirts tonight, they'll go over and applaud the fans for making the journey, but the foundations were laid from minute one. They rolled the sleeves up. Players like Chris Houston, Eamon O'Carroll took the game to Wigan, should I say. But amazing game. I loved every second of that, Eddie.
Well, 2012 to 2014, Wigan scored 48 points or more against Widnes 4 times in a row. They put up a decent fight last year, but Wigan won 20 points to 10. They have put up an even better fight tonight.